Hey everybody, welcome back. Well, we are in the reassembly department. We're in the basement of the house. It's pretty cold outside. It's been, I think the high today was -12 where I'm at, with a wind chill of -25, -30. So it's been pretty cold the last 24 hours, and there's really no end in sight for the next week. But we're trying to get just, you know, plug away on these little things for Grandpa's 1940 Farmall M. And what we're going to do today, it's going to be a quick video, but we're going to assemble the differential for Grandpa's Farmall M. I do have a video coming up. I'm waiting on a couple of bearings to show up for the Hard Par 70, so we'll get going on the steering column for that. But today's focused going to be the 1940 Farmall M differential. So let's get to it. Okay, before we get started, there's a few things I just want to point out. When I took everything apart, I did mark everything as to where it went and corresponding with each piece. This gear here went inside this assembly. This one went inside this one. I've got grease marks here that show where the halves came together. And then on the spider gears, I've got a paint marker, 1, 2, 3, 4, that matches the gears. So I've got gear 1, gear 2, and so forth. So we're going to go ahead and get started on this. Before we put any grease or anything on anything, I'm going to put the bolts in the lower half, or what I'm calling the lower half, of the cage. Whoop. I don't have the fold over locks yet. I need to make those, but now that we got all the bolts in, we're going to take some of this assembly lube and just put some inside here. Generous amount. We'll put some inside here. A generous amount. And we'll smear everything around with our fingers. I also need to order the bearings for this assembly, so we won't have the bearings on, but they're quite expensive. I think each bearing is over $200, I want to say. Just slide that around. Get a little bit more on these surfaces. In here. This is the thrust surface of the spider gears, so I want to make sure that I put lubricant on there as well. Okay. Next step is to drop in. Now these are kind of, you got to have them just right in order to get them to go in there. Drop that one in. And now we will grease up the spider gear assembly. There we go, a little bit more on this one. And I degreased these. They were cleaned in an ultrasonic cleaner, and then I glass bead blasted everything as well. But I was very adamant at keeping everything arranged as it's supposed to be. So these just get slid on to the carrier. And number one went with number one. Such as that. See if we can move this back into the frame a little bit. Put a liberal amount of grease on these gears. Kind of rotate everything through. As we work our way around. Like that. Come on now, it's too cold out there for you. Let's go. Okay. Now this, we've already got grease inside the, I'll call it the other side of the hub here. So we're going to go ahead and pick that up and lay it on top, like such. Just trying to get it in a better view for you guys. And the last piece of the puzzle is the differential gear. Just like that. Okay, and the last piece, I have to lay on the floor here. Now these are the old fold-over locks. I'm not reusing them. I'm just doing this for video purposes. It's too cold right now to be outside working on these pieces, cutting these fold-over locks and drilling holes. And so when it warms up, or when I get over to the shop in the coming days, I'll make some. But we just work our way around. Like such. Some of these, a couple of these I could reuse. Like this one I could probably reuse. This one I could probably reuse. Same with that one. But since I'm making, whoop, it's not what we wanted to do. Since I'm making one, I might as well make four. Make them all the same. There we go. And these are new grade 5 nuts that I'm using. The old nuts had been touched pretty significantly by water damage, rust, and what have you. So there we go. We have our assembled differential assembly. And these square-headed bolts seat against a machined surface or a machined lip all the way around, so you don't have to worry about having them on incorrectly or anything. That's the way they go. So there we have it. And your bearings would simply go on right here, but you can see how bad a shape this is in. There's a lot of rust here. Pretty noisy. You can hear it. Now granted, there's no lubricant in there, so it's going to be a little noisier than if there was a light coating of grease in there, but I don't trust it with all the pitting that's in here. That's the last thing we need, is for something to fail. And if one of these rollers gets underneath the bull gear, it's going to punch a hole through the bottom of the case like it did back in 1993. So that's about all there is. One note about these fold-over locks: you do have to cut this radius into them, because this area is where the bull pinion carrier kind of recesses into. So you can't have straight cut fold-over locks here, because you need the space for that pinion carrier cage to kind of be inset in there. So that's where we're at. It was an easy, quick video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, it's not real difficult, but I do prefer to mark everything where it goes upon disassembly, because there's wear patterns and other things that, you know, in a differential, I think is probably pretty important to keep in tune, or in time, if you will. So that's all I've got for this video. Short and sweet, but the next video will probably be the steering column work for the 1937 Hard Par 70, so stay tuned for that, and hopefully we can make it through this deep freeze. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, thanks for wrenching with me, and have a good one. Stay safe, stay warm.